ironically, the first reviews I got for the first movie that I did with Nominee, which you just asked about, all the reviews mentioned the fact that I was lantern-jawed, tombstone featured, weird-looking, Undertaker's assistant. He was right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce Richard E. Grant.
Thank you for coming out to the rain.
Well, it's such a great movie, and the script to me seems like something that must just have been such a gift to you as an actor. And I'm curious, how did it first come to you, and what was your first response reading it?
In the middle of November 2016, I got a call from my agent in London, Cinematheque, who said, you have 24 hours to read the script. And I said, what the fuck is it? Mission Impossible? She said, no. And I said, why? And she said, because they're starting shooting early January and they need a decision very fast. I said, well, who's dropped dead or who's dropped out? She said, leave your paranoia at the door and just read it. So I sort of recognized immediately Nicole Hofstetter and Jeff Wizzy from that new cute musical as the co-writers, and Melissa McCarthy I'd obviously heard of, and Diary of a Teenage Girl had been directed by Marion Heller, which I was so impressed by. So I read the first 10 pages and I immediately knew that it was something that was so smartly written and well observed and accurate and true, and all those things that you hope for in a screenplay to make you keep on reading. So I called immediately the next day and said, yes, of course I'd love to do this. So that's how it happened.
Well, it's interesting that it came together so quickly and jump right in because you're...
I still don't know who turned it down. Fuck, I'm so glad they did.
Well, the highest compliment I can give you is it's impossible now to imagine anyone other than you playing this part.
Oh.
It's so terrific in it. And just the relationship between you and McCarthy in this movie. I mean, it's such a great portrait of a friendship that has genuine warmth and love, but also hostility and selfishness and all of these things wrapped up. And I'm curious, how much time did you have to prepare with her beforehand if it did come together so quickly? I mean, how did you sort of forge that friendship that you created on screen?
I arrived in New York on the 17th, Wednesday the 17th of January 2017, and for makeup and costume tests, and I said to Mariel Heller, so when do I start rehearsing with Melissa? And they said, no, she's only coming on Friday from LA, and she has costume makeup tests all day. You will probably not meet her, you'll start shooting on Monday for the first time. And I said, no, you've got no fucking idea the level of my paranoia. I won't be able to sleep for 72 hours unless I can meet and at least have a discussion with, at what level she's pitching the part, because I'd never seen the Gilmore Girls. It hadn't shown on English television to my knowledge. So I knew her from Bridesmaids onwards, and her persona on screen was larger than life to extraordinary variety and extremes of character. And I thought, well, at what level is she going to pitch playing Lee Israel? Is this going to be a Melissa McCarthy vehicle playing Lee Israel? And Lee Israel will be kind of sort of Fanny Bryce off in the corner that he had. Don't win on my parade up front. Anyway, mercifully, Melissa had exactly the same impulse. And so they carved out 2 hours out of her schedule, as they called it, on the Friday, the 20th of November 2017. I remember all these dates because I'm a detail freak. And within about 3 nanoseconds, I knew that we were on the same page in terms of where we were going with the characters. And Mariel Heller is a very young 38-year-old director who carries her authority so lightly, was so collaborative, open-minded, and encouraging, and nourishing and supportive, all the things that you hope and dream for as an actor. And Melissa and I just got on instantaneously. So I thought that if that was a way to start, as we had to play, as you just pointed out, the vicissitudes of friendship that go, essentially it seems to be, in a very short space of time, the A to Z of friendship, in that it's not like falling in love with somebody or that you're related by blood or marriage or whatever. Friendship is something that you choose to have with another human being, and we all have that in common, unless we're complete misanthropes, even Lee Israel. And that you go from the beginning of the Julius Bar, where there's a sort of falling in love, if you like, platonically between these two characters, then the loyalty that follows, the enormous inevitable, in their circumstances, betrayal that takes place, and then the poignancy of the reconciliation that is underwritten by the fact that he's HIV positive, and, time of his life is running out, and that they reconcile in that, curmudgeonly way that only friendships can, where you can say to a true friend, you're a terrible cunt. I'm going to die. And I thought that was something that, when I was looking for references after I read the script in November, thinking, how am I going to play this part, or what are the references for who these people can be? And I immediately hit on Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau in The Odd Couple, in the Neil Simon 1967 play, and then that brilliant John Schlesinger movie from the end of the 60s, Midnight Cowboy, with Hoffman and John Voight, where they're such disparate characters, and yet they form this interdependent relationship in Manhattan, one of the richest places on the planet, and so densely populated, but they were so lonely. So that was my sort of guiding to it, which is a very long answer to your very short question.
That's great. Well, and speaking of references, were you able to find out anything about the real Jack? I mean, was there a lot of information available about him, or was it more creating character from the script in your own imagination?
Well, the script gave everything, and what astonished me is that Lee Israel's memoir, that I thought would be like a Wikipedia of information, that I thought would be a gift, that I had all this information about Jack, and there was very little other than that he was 47 years old when he died in 1994, and he was from Portland in Oregon. He was very tall and blonde, so you get a 60-plus something-year-old English Swaziland-born actor. Come and do this. Anyway, I asked Marielle immediately, I said, do I play this with a Portland accent? And she said, no, you play it as you are. I said, but this is a real person. She said, no, I think that this is how it should be. And there were no photographs of Jack whatsoever. And we have no idea. All his friends have died. I never met anybody that knew him. And as far as we could work out, he'd been abandoned by his family because of his sexuality. So all that she gave away in the memoir was that he used a little stubby cigarette holder. And I said, please, can I use that? Because I immediately thought that gives some clue as to a self-image of a kind of Peter O'Toole-ish swagger that he had, and everybody careering around Greenwich Village in the early 90s with a cigarette holder, believing he's not going to get lung cancer. And the other information that she gave away, reluctantly it seemed, is that once she'd been rumbled by the FBI and still had to fence these letters in order to earn money, Jack Hock went out and did that for many months, which of course you don't get in the movie. And where she anticipated that he would come back with $400 to $500, he'd come back with $2,000, even if he was skimming off the top. So I thought, this is somebody with the street smarts and the charm to go out there and just schmooze and schletter his way into getting money out of people's pockets. So that was as much as I really had to go on. The other thing is that I was friends and worked with a Scottish actor called Ian Charson, who was the lead in Chariots of Fire, the movie that came out in 1981. And he died of AIDS in 1990 at the age of 40, wore a bandana the last time I saw him, because he lost all his hair. He was very diseased at that point. And I asked Marielle if I could wear that bandana as an homage to Ian. And the fact that he more than anybody that I knew, trying to find a real life counterpart for this man, was he had an incredibly louche, decadent aspect to his life. He was incredibly promiscuous, but at the same time there was a kind of little boy lost quality and charm to him, and I thought that was the combination of what this man was, that he was kind of like a Labrador that would go and lick anybody into submission for a bed, car keys or a load of money. And so I thought, well, that's who the guy was, and he was a hedonist who lived life for the moment, in the moment, of the moment, because he didn't have too many tomorrows to come. So that's that's what it really went on.
Well, another thing I really like about this character is the costume design, the way you kind of, he's always very intent on being stylish in a certain way, even though he's destitute. And it's sort of like, this weird, slightly out of date, but really cool clothes he wears. And I'm curious if you can talk a little bit about your collaboration with the costume designer, and how much does that help you find a character?
Well, hugely, because I'm over 6 foot, and you know that the majority of what you see is going to be provided by the costume designer. Arjun was absolutely brilliant in this, because he said, I've got you all this sort of neo-romantic Spandau ballet type clothes in the early 80s, but you're a man in advanced middle age, he politely put it. He said, you're living in a threadbare, near-destitute existence in the early 90s, last gasp at a singles bar, and these are the clothes that you're going to be wearing. And I was thrilled by them. Melissa, being an 80s fanatic, was very, very jealous and wanted all the clothes that I wore. And she was doubting about it in a sweater, looking like an old dog. So I got it.
Well, and now obviously another thing that you're very good at in this movie is convincingly portraying an addict and an alcoholic. And I was surprised preparing for tonight to read that you don't drink and in fact are allergic to alcohol. Is that true?
Yeah, I discovered when I was 17 years old because I had such peer pressure when I was growing up in this tiny, small country in the southern hemisphere called Swaziland, where there was a great sort of macho pressure to drink. And I managed to keep alcohol down for 9 minutes was the record that I managed. My Persian carpets coming out of my face and passing out. So I then went to my family doctor and he said, we'll do a blood test on you. And he came back with the results and said, do you have Asian blood? And I said, not that I know of. I said, why? He said, because you have no enzyme to process alcohol. You're completely allergic to it. You'll never ever be able to drink for the rest of your life. So I haven't, so what, I don't know, I haven't missed really.
Well, and you're
I like drugs though.
But it's you're so good at, I think, convey kind of the physical aspect of what it's like to be an alcoholic without pushing it into being contrived. And I'm curious, do you have, when you play these kinds of characters, because you're very good at playing drunks, do you have other like people who are models in mind, or how do you approach the physical aspect?
Is there anybody who's had a drink in this house here? Well, you'll know that when people have a certain amount of alcohol, the fierce concentration to get out of the room without looking like you are, just keeping it all in control and straight, kind of is what they do. And so that's what it seems to me to do.
Well, I want to open it up to the audience for questions. I imagine we've got a few out here. So if you have a question, raise your hand. Anybody?
There we go.
The first time I remember seeing you was with Nell and I. Talk a little bit about that.
I'll repeat the question to back. The question was about talking a little bit about With Nell and I. Was that your first movie?
Yeah, first movie, 32. Thanks for coming. It was the first movie that I was in 32 years ago. And I got it because, for my good fortune, an actor called Daniel Day-Lewis had opened in America simultaneously on the same day as My Beautiful Laundrette, which he played a gay South London punk, at the same time as another movie called A Room with a View over it, which he played named Warrior Estate. So the contrast of those two characters was so extraordinary and took, critically in America by storm, in that they said, well, how can it be the same actor? So he was offered everything under the sun at that point, including With Nell and I, and thank God he turned it down. And they were then the writer Bruce Robinson, who had big success with his screenplay of The Killing Fields, then got this directorial gig to make his screenplay, his autobiographical screenplay With Nell. And the casting director had then trawled around for 2 months trying to find somebody. And I then was called in sort of last desperate, scraping the barrel. Having never done anything in a movie before. And I said 2 words, fork it. that made the director laugh, unbeknownst to me, and were as they had sounded in his head. And because he's very prescriptive about how he wants his dialogue spoken, he thought, well, if this little fucker can get those 2 words right, maybe I can cajole a performance out of him. So that's how it came about. And when I did get to work with Daniel Day-Lewis, my playing a very small part of his lead role in Age of Innocence 4 years later, I literally prostrated myself in front of him and I said, "Oh, Daniel, thank you very much for giving me a career." And he said, "Arise." Even though we're the exact same age. That's your question.
So I just have a question about, with all the characters that you've played, did you find any common threads in finding those characters, or is it like different every time, just how you do it?
Common threads in the way you approach these different characters, or is it different every time?
Well, thank you for your question. I'm delighted to think that you think that there are differences in them, because when I want to in memorial to dead, they all look exactly the same to me. I want to be reassured about the costumes are different, the hairs are different. I can hand on heart tell you, I have no idea that when you read a script, are you an actor? When you read a script and then you get the costume and then the hair and all that stuff that happens, all the magic that other people help create for you, and then you learn it and then you do it with another human being. What happens when the words actually come out of my mouth and the other person either goes, "Jesus, is that how you're going to do it?" or they respond as though they believe what you said? That to me, I have no understanding what that is or why that is. So I don't mean to be disingenuous. It's just that every job at the beginning that I think, what the fuck? I have no idea how to do this. Everybody else in the room seems to be reading their roles, and I think, oh, she knows. I can play. If I was reading her part, I know exactly how to do it. But for my own one, I genuinely feel like I don't know what I'm doing at the beginning. So I think it's as much as relying entirely on the fact that working with good dialogue and a great director like Mariel Heller, and then having Melissa McCarthy be as extraordinary as she is as Lee Israel, that's when this stuff happens in between that I have no real control over. That's for other people to decide. Thank you for coming.
You were in the lobby that this movie you shot in 20 days, you did?
I was on it for 20 days and Melissa for 26 days.
So,
she had more power than I did.
So a movie like this, you shoot 20 days. Then you also the same year did the Nutcracker movie, which is huge. You're in the new Star Wars movie, which I imagine is fairly enormous. Does your job change at all, and depending on the scale of the movie, or do you approach it the same way?
I approach it the exact same way. Usually the salary is the same too. It's always the script and the director and who you're working with. Having said that, I was in Hudson Hawk. I do apologize. Because I think it's almost like dating or internet dating, not that I do, because I've been married 35 years, but you go into a project hoping that everything's going to work and that the movie's going to work out well and you're going to have a good time. But so when it does, that's a real bonus, because it doesn't, as we know, it doesn't always work out like that.
Other questions? Yes.
Is there any particular film that you feel is going to surpass you for years to come that you are most proud of?
Is there any film that you're most proud of that you think is going to live on for years to come that you've done?
Oh, I don't really have an answer that live on the years to come thing, but because that's not for me to decide. It's the thing that I've had the most 2,000%, 360-degree creative enjoyment from was writing and directing autobiographical film called Wawa that came out 12 years ago, which Gabriel Byrne played my father, Emily Watson my stepmother, Miranda Richardson my mother, and Julie Walters my aunt, and Nicholas Holt played me as a 14-year-old. So, because I grew up in a pretty dysfunctional family, basically, I woke up at 10 years old and saw my mother fucking my father's best friend on the front seat of the car, which I wasn't supposed to see. And life turned out pretty good. And then when I was 15, my father, plunged into acute alcoholism for unrequited love for my mother, which I only discovered on his deathbed. So this is like a therapy session here, but I had to create his scotch down the sink in order to try and stop him drinking. And he caught me at it and tried to blow my brains out with a pistol. This close, but he was too drunk and he lurched and missed, which is why I'm here tonight. So this is the story that I told. Everyday story in folk in Africa. White people, shall I say. So going back as a middle-aged man, in control of writing this and directing it and recreating this stuff with the compassion and understanding and reconciliation with my estranged mother was an amazingly powerful experience to do. And also being in charge of 120 people and saying, would you like this here or would you like that over there? And I knew exactly what I wanted and how it should be. So that was very, very satisfying to do. Unfortunately, it came out on the day that Da Vinci Code was released in England. And in America, it was released by Roadside Attractions as a Mother's Day movie. Great enjoyment for holidays and kids and mothers. So you can imagine that what was on the tin and what was inside didn't exactly match up. But, anyway, it's a very long answer to, again, short question. Thank you.
So I'm wondering, curious about what your biggest challenge has been as an actor and how you've worked your way through it.
What's been your biggest challenge as an actor, and how did you work your way through it?
The biggest challenge I had was working on a movie, which again was called Hudson Hawk, because it began as a movie that was written by Dan Waters, who had come off Heathers. It's an indie movie that I really admired, and it then got hijacked, I think would be the polite way of saying it, by the egos of the star and his producer, who come off Die Hard 2, which was globally stopping a gazillion in the box office. And the script that began in one colour, by the time we started shooting, was a Crayola rainbow of about 25, which tells you how many rewrites there were. So what we had signed up to do and what the actual movie ended up being were very different. The leading actor also decided it wasn't really necessary by the time we got to shoot in Hungary to be there for the off lines. So you can imagine doing your lines to a Hungarian script supervisor who spoke English like this. Yes, oh, she stopped talking. And then you have to say your lines in dialogue. It doesn't really make the most conducive, creative environment of collaboration that you hope for. But, what can I say?
I think you and Sandra Bernhard are both very funny in that movie.
Thank you. And Sandra and I have stayed great friends, so there's always a bonus. Thank you for your questions.
So I know you've had a very successful career, and I'm not sure exactly when was your first movie or how old were you when you did your first movie? How old were you when you did your first movie?
I was 29 and it was 1986 and it was called This Never Lie.
And then, so a follow-up question to that would be, when you were 25 and, when you were 25 maybe.
Which is the age you are.
No. Before you had done your first movie, what advice would you give to your younger self? Maybe you didn't know if you were going to end up being in a movie, or what was your mindset at 25 or 26? Before you did your first movie?
What was your mindset before you did your first movie, and what advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah.
Because of where I grew up, the idea of being an actor seemed so preposterous and ludicrous that it was as insane as saying, I'm going to be an astronaut, because in 1969 when I was 12, I wanted to be an actor. Neil Armstrong had just landed on the water moon. So I got used to the idea very, very soon of people saying, no, you can't do it. And I thought, fuck it, yes, I can, I'm going to try. And when I went to drama training at college, my final assessment from the drama professor in 1979 was, because I directed lots of plays, he said, well, you clearly have a career as a director, but you look too weird and you're too lightweight to ever really make it as an actor. And fuck you, proved wrong. It's all sort of very long face and it was gangly and Nash and odd looking, whatever. And I thought, if I could get regular employment, or semi-regular employment, by the time I was 30, then I would stay being an actor. And ironically, the first reviews I got for the first movie that I did with him, and which you just asked about, all the reviews mentioned the fact that I was lantern-jawed, tombstone featured, weird-looking, Undertaker's assistant. He was right. So, it's like the Nike advert, never give up, or just keep at it. So it's stood me in good stead. And I'm very grateful that it worked out, because I know many people that are way more talented than I am, who haven't had the breaks and the luck that I've had. So, again, what I was saying earlier, that if Sir Daniel Day-Lewis and his 3 Oscars hadn't turned down that part, I wouldn't be sitting here now, and I know that. So, that's luck.
Okay, all the way up there in the back.
Did you know who Lee Israel was when you were reading the script?
Did you know who Lee Israel was before you read the script?
I had read Lee Israel's biography of Tallulah Bankhead, the American actress from the 1940s and 50s, and so it was on my bookshelf. But because she subsumed herself, as all great biographers do, in my opinion, that I never knew or sought to find out about her life, because she was writing so cleverly about Tallulah Bankhead. And I think that that's what the film deals with at some level, is that cusp point where you go from being an anonymous writer as a biographer to having to be a celebrity in your own right before you can write about somebody else. And I was so struck when I was doing the research of this movie, that in the mid-70s, it was Norman Mailer's Marilyn. And I thought, I don't care about Norman Mailer. I don't even read about Marilyn Monroe. But it was Norman Mailer's Marilyn. And I thought that was the beginning of the real change where, when she bemoans, when she's talking about her book deal, why do I have to be somebody other than just a good writer? She has to be a celebrity in her own right. So it's a long way of saying that I have a Lee Israel book on my bookshelf, but I didn't register anything about her life. I didn't know anything about her forgery until I read the screenplay.
All right, I think we've got time for one last question. So who's got a really good one? Yeah.
Excuse me. For you,
You're excused.
For you as an actor,
Yes.
rehearsing, does it drain your creativity or does it strengthen your performance as you rehearse?
Questions about rehearsal and whether you find that it drains you or does it feed your creativity? Do you like to rehearse or not like to rehearse?
I'm so grateful for rehearsals, because usually on a movie, in my experience, unlike in the theatre, you are usually given so little time to rehearse anything at all. And the rehearsal time allows you to make mistakes or to try things out. Whereas if you're doing it and something's costing $100,000 a day because there are 120 crew members standing around you, you can't really say, well, how should I do this line? Or, who spent 5 hours doing this? Because people go, get the fucking move on. You know what I mean? So those decisions you make are very important and can make or break your performance. So having a chance to rehearse, or in the situation that I was talking about earlier, to meet Melissa McCarthy, the director, for 2 hours on a Friday before we start shooting on Monday, means that you have a kind of a way of just plotting through stuff very, very quickly to find out in what direction you're going. So I'm very grateful for rehearsal. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, well, it's a really beautiful movie and a great performance, and I really appreciate you coming here and talking about it.